Guys, okay, here we go. Okay, if you are just joining us, it was an ace to Karmine Corp, it was a draw, it was an ace to Karmine Corp, and then it was an ace to robbers. And now we are here. Sorry for the technical difficulties. All good. The game is underway. Epos right now in the lead. Leading from Bren, leading from Otak, and then Razzie brings up the rear, but not too far behind at the moment. Otak's going to have to respawn, and Epos and Bren are going to go well out ahead. Epos looking to make up for some awkward earlier rounds to get started, and right now holding in a winning position. Epos and Razzie going to try and get that 1-3 scoreline. And Epos does well. Gets through to the finish line. Bren can't overtake. It's a good time as well from Epos. 104.498 within half a second of the world record, and the round win goes to robbers, which is okay. They keep getting round wins, we'll be at a tie, so it's not the end of the world whatsoever. But Karmine Corp now still on track point and still even easier to get it done. Only needs 2 points, 1 round victory. It's anybody that can stop them from doing that. Robbers are probably one of the most well-equipped teams to do so. Up until very recently, Epos had most of the world records. But as I say that, Epos does respawn. And that makes things very awkward here for Razzie. There is nothing Razzie can do apart from come first to stop that from happening, but Bren has clipped a wheel, and oh, that's a lot of time lost as well. So Razzie out in first place now. Otak following very closely behind, but Epos lost so much time that he's still in 4th position even after all that, and respawns again. So Razzie gonna have to finish in first place now pretty much. It is completely needed. It's a good jump as well. Stays ahead of Otak, but a lot less exit speed. Oh, Otak clips a wheel. He's not going to make it through the jump. The speed check is not good enough. Razzie will come home in first place. Bren respawns as well. Maybe Epos can actually get something out of this round. It doesn't look like it. It does seem like Otak and Bren have just about pulled it together in time, but the draw for robbers does mean that they are going to need to ace the next round to stop Karmine Corp from winning the first map here. Obviously, this is Karmine Corp's map pick. And robbers, I would have to check their track record on Edge, but I assume it's not their favorite map. You have to excuse me if I seem a bit frazzled. A lot has happened today already, and we're only in the first match. They won it versus Alliance. They lost 3-4 versus Alliance robbers. Very close match. I'm sad that I missed it. Oh, this map. I wouldn't know. I did not watch it. But if so, then, that is interesting. Again, could just be a warming up kind of thing. Obviously, they played quite late last night. And then now, obviously, first game of the day. Ooh, Epos gets a little clip there. Falls back a little further. If Otak stays in first position, even if he finishes pretty much, then it's all good for Karmine Corp. That is good enough for them. They'll take the 1 point out of that round. The final scoreline 10-8, and despite Razzie and Epos doing well towards the latter half of the map, it is not enough to make up for the 2 aces that they gave away to Karmine Corp there. So, good start. I think this is going to be quite a close match, however. I need to remember what some of my keybinds are so I can switch scenes and stuff easier, but should be fine. Second map is going to be backflip. Alright. Let me just check. Okay, everything is still intact, working. I will quickly, while we are here, check some of the scorelines from Alliance Robbers. So backflip, Robbers did win 11-7, and yeah, they won Edge 12-3. Now I can't say for certain whether that is a Robbers good map or an Alliance not so great map. You know what? I'm gonna move push-ups to 2.5k now for you guys, okay? Or not now, but I'll do it after the... Oh, and I also need to do predictions. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff happening right now. We'll do a quick prediction. KC. Robbers. Robbers. I'll give you 5 minutes. So you get some advance information. There you go. Go for it. Cat is on. I'll do that in a second as well. I have much less free time to do things now that I am also clicking buttons for the stream. But right now it is Bren and Epos versus Otak and Razzie as they've split up quite nicely. Both Otak and Razzie making an early mistake there. Hold on, let me switch back to this camera. Nope, wrong one. God damn. I'm so bad at this. My bad, guys. But it is still this battle up front. Staying close here, and Razzie has fallen a little further back on Otak, but Epos gets that. Bren didn't make the checkpoint, so he's going to have to full respawn there. Otak has overtaken his teammate. Epos should make it to the finish line. Who's that with the overtake? That's Razzie heading through for his second place, and Robbers continue to do well here on backflip. Starting things off with the ace. Not a great time from anyone, but hey. It is what it is. Airwalkers win map 1. Damn. The rise of the UK Trackmania. Karmine Corp isn't looking so good right now. I don't know. They look pretty good on. They look pretty good on edge there. They looked better prepared than I thought they would. I wouldn't be so sure about that. I honestly think this is Robber's game to lose. So the more maps Karmine Corp get, the more impressed I will be. By the way, Epos just barely making the transition there. Gets it done though. Razzie following behind Bren. But again, it is really these two that seem like the most comfortable on this map. Epos and Bren. Bren gets a bit of an awkward entry there into the reactor booster. It doesn't lose you too much time if you don't have full contact with the ground there. It's not the end of the world. Now following behind Epos, trying to get that overtake done. Both of them get a good landing. Otak has respawned before the identity, and Razzie in third place. Bren trying to get that first and does manage to make it happen with a better landing. Epos falls from first to third. The draw forced by Bren for his teammate. But Robbers do already have that 3-point lead. That is the operative problem here for Karmine Corp. Something that we see quite often is just an inability to close the gap once you've lost a certain amount of rounds. Good start for everyone involved this time. So nobody out behind until Razzie went for a journey up the checkpoint. Now it's Epos' turn to do something to save their teammate. I think Rob was having a little bit of a difficult time waking up into the series. It's not horrible. It's not quite what we expect from these two at the moment. And we've seen some absolutely incredible stuff. You remember, harken back to the wildcard stage. Robbers were on fire in their series. Especially versus Orcs GP Numberlops. They were insane. Epos might not even get second place here. He does just about. 36 thousandths separating Epos and Bren there, but Robbers managed to squeeze a point out of the round and stop Karmine Corp from closing the gap. Nothing more than that though. So, at the very least for Bren and Otak, there is a silver lining out of that round. Nice start from Bren. Gets things going quickly. Razzie and Otak again in third and fourth position, just sitting behind the other two here. Epos right behind Bren, trying to find one opening, and trust me, there are many on backflip, many openings that you can take to try and get an overtake done, just like that. Bren gets a suboptimal landing, and although he had wheel contact pretty much the whole time, he does lose out on speed there. Epos overtakes into first by a pretty decent margin as well. In fact, Razzie very close behind Bren now, and Robbers, it's their round to give away. Bren respawns, clip the edge of the wall there, and that gives the ace position to Epos and Razzie here. This may just be a write-off. Epos again, slow off of that. Is going to get there first, though. Or not first, but ahead of Otak, and that's what matters. The ace does go to Robbers, who do seem like one of the more consistent teams here on this map, despite the fact, you know, times aren't insane from the two. Most of the time. They do seem more consistent than most other teams here on backflip, which is saying something, considering the way this map is. Neither of these teams going for the big line here on the start, though. Nobody has relearned this map for that one. Which, again, not the fastest strat, but it does seem like it's a more consistent one. Not going for the wallbang at the start. Either way, Bren has respawned, back by 7 seconds already. Otak now trying to get that first place. Oh, no. Both Otak and Razzie get some airtime, and Epos get some airtime, but Otak repeats their mistake. Razzie now well out in first place. Epos trailing, but still well out ahead of the Karmine Corp players, and it looks like Robbers have got this round no matter what happens. I mean, Otak is still back here, but wicked, amazing, cool, love that. Razzie 3 seconds ahead of his teammate, 13 seconds ahead of the closest Karmine Corp player. This should be very easy for Robbers to close out, and indeed, first place goes to Razzie. Second place goes to Epos. Brent's still just at the start of the identity here. In fact, we might just barely get one finish from the Karmine Corp players in this round, and yeah, that's a decisive way to answer back from Robbers for sure. Good stuff, 11-3. A pretty similar scoreline to... actually better scoreline than against Alliance there on backflip. Well, we didn't watch the pick and ban, so I don't know what is coming up next. Time to find out. That is... ooh, I'm trying to remember which one this is. This is Tempest, right? Yes, yes, I'm learning them. I'm learning them. I'm learning them based off of the start of the map. Very cool. Robbers, I think, have generally done pretty decently on this map. They lost it yesterday versus Alliance. They did not play it versus Sinners. So I think they have about a 50-50 record on this map, honestly. I'll switch back to this. I mean, Epos has the world record still, after all this time. I'm still into you. So they must have some amount of confidence here. And the thing is, this is one of the maps where you're not really going to be beating the world record in rounds, simply because there's no point in risking the jumps that much. You know, the risk that you clip a wheel at the edge of it and lose a second or two is just way too high to not at least somewhat safe it. There is a certain amount of lenience you can have with the approach to those jumps. Lost against Alliance only because of Mudder's insane identity lines? Well, there you go. Oh, no, that's Q-Force. Okay, never mind. Okay, cool. Either way, Epos goes for a wide jump and makes it. It's fine, but a slow exit there. Very good jump, the second one. Bren in first place. It looks like Razzie going to take second. Epos can't quite get ahead of Otak. It's a very good round. I mean, good times all around. Everybody within half a second of the world record there. Really good stuff. This is going to be an exciting map for sure. But for Robbers, probably not the round that they wanted out of that one. I think everybody very quick here. Nua was unfortunately not able to make it today. Something came up this morning and he wasn't able to join me. It's a shame. But whatever he has going on, I am sure it is more important than a Trackmania co-stream. Drowning his sorrows after the rugby. What actually happened in the rugby? I didn't watch it. Again, I got an early night last night, so I didn't. I pretty much went to bed right after I finished casting. Argentina beat Wales. Ooh. He was not watching Wales though. He is not Welsh. Ireland lost to New Zealand. Oh dear. Damn. That's unfortunate. British Isles not doing so well then. Oh, Epos goes for a risky one there. Real low, and actually has given away an ace because of it. Not even insane times this time around. Both Razzie and Epos, with the time that they got last round, would have beaten Brennan Otak there. I'm not sure if that was a bad approach from Epos or what, but he can't seem to make it over. Ouch. Karmine Corp moved 4 points ahead of Robbers here. 2 maps to Airwalkers, apparently. Wow. Impressive stuff from them. Really impressive stuff. Oh, the amount of rounds we've had in just every stage of the competition so far that have been close to the world record, I'm surprised we haven't beaten it. At least somewhat, you know? Like, there are a lot of rounds where obviously a lot of people are further down because they're not risking the identity as much, but still. So many people have got sub 108.5s. And yet we still have not broken it in live rounds. Kinda wild. It doesn't seem like Epos can regu it. Well, at the very least, not right now. Otak out in first place as we move to the identity. Razzie right behind, Epos right behind that. Brenner's had an awkward time of it earlier back in the map, so now it's going to come down to Otak to hold position in first place and keep that 4-point gap working. Razzie goes higher than Otak. It's not going to gain any more speed, and Otak just soars into first here, a 108.505, sorry. And it is the draw. Holding pattern. Robbers really not getting much out of this one.
Draw.
Whatsoever so far. Last map was an 11-3 to Robbers. This one looks like it may be an 11-3 against them. Let me check how Karmine Corp did on this map in their group. 10-9 on Tempest versus Raptors in the first time they played them. They lost Tempest to Gamers first, 10-6, and they won it 12-7 the second time they played against Raptors. So, not insanely confident, but enough. Definitely. I think definitely enough to beat Robbers here. I didn't expect a scoreline this one-sided so far, but Bren has respawned once again, and this time around Otak is not in first place. And so Robbers can get something out of this one, whether that is 2 points or 3 remains to be seen. But Otak has been very consistent with the identity so far, so I'm not expecting Razzie to get an overtake here. Epos stays in first. First one done nicely. It's a good jump from Razzie. But Otak has also done very well. They hold their positions. Everybody does it well for that one. Otak actually has a much better jump than Epos, but it's not quite enough to get the overtake done. Really good stuff from Otak trying to push for the draw there. Not quite there, though. Either way, they are now on 7 points. Still 3 points ahead of Robbers. That does mean if they get an ace right now, they get it done. Should be a very nice one to get. Bren again having some trouble there. Slid out a little bit. Not the end of the world. It was right at the end of the ice, so just losing out on a bit of speed. Whoa, Razzie goes insanely inside on that one. That's beautiful, but Epos has a very difficult time getting through. Respawns. Razzie on a screamer right now. Otak right behind, though. Looks like a little more speed through the dirt as well. Catches up a little bit and more inside line here on the ice. Gets that overtake completed just about. Neck and neck between these two now, and really Razzie needs to stay in first place. There is not much chance of them getting back into this one if Karmine Corp get a round win here, but Otak, without flipping, has got that first one done, and Razzie has fallen behind. Otak is going to take over first place. Bren in third. That means Karmine Corp moved to 9 points here. Otak is on fire here on backflip, despite the fact he didn't backflip on the first part of the identity on that round. So, you know, cheating a little bit. But hey, it's legal, I think. I guess it's more of a cartwheel than a backflip. if I'm being honest. Didn't cartwheel. Side flip. Whatever. Many words to describe the same thing. Epos and Razzie, look, doing well round on round, but not really able to beat out Bren and Otak on pace. The only reason they've got a lot of points out of this one, well, not even a lot, the only reason they've got the points they have out of this one so far is because Bren has been respawning early on in the map very consistently so far. Oh, of course, yeah, no, it's not backflip. What am I talking about? It's Tempest. It's because they're flipping. I was like, it's backflip, yes? Even though I said right as we started that it was Tempest. Oh my lord, Epos is doing it backwards. Or not. Probably didn't mean to. Round's over anyway. And yeah, really good stuff from Karmine. Really good stuff. Solid map for them. Yeah, I think that would have been an incredibly one-sided scoreline if Bren had been a little more consistent getting to the identity. So, well, back to where we are. With the lead going to Karmine, 2-1 in this series now. G-Force. Here we are. Stuffed beat their record twice. Oh, sorry, beat the world record twice the other day. I'm not sure if they've played it in their series yet against Big, but if so, it has not been beaten yet. And I think it's going to be very difficult for people to beat that one. It's going to take a little while. I haven't really seen anybody but Stuffed get anything consistently around a 112.2 or lower. And so, yeah, it's going to be difficult. But Epos is good at this map, for sure. Had the world record for a pretty decent amount of time before Stuffs took it from him. So let's see. And they regain the glory. Razzie down by a second already, but Otak is having trouble on this map. Pos goes for a little mix of inside and outside on that line there. Not as outside as he could have gone. A little bit less speed than Bren there on the bobsleigh, though. Equalizes with the bug slide, but basically neck and neck now between these two. Bren goes for a wider jump. It means he's going to have to sacrifice a little bit of exit speed on the first part of the dirt turn, but it's executed perfectly. It's a good recovery. Gains a lot of speed through the end of it, staying out in first place for now. It's looking real good for Bren. Razzie is respawned as well, back behind Otak now, who joins Epos and Bren up at the front here. Bren really good. 112.498 is a new PB for Bren. That looked solid. Really solid. Which I don't think robbers were expecting from Karmine Corp. They get 2 points out of that round. Razzie obviously having a little bit of a difficult time, and you know, a similar kind of way of losing points there that Karmine Corp did last map on Tempest. In that, are they the faster team on paper? Absolutely, but you know that doesn't really matter if you respawn 3 times in a round. Essentially. For Otak and Bren now, it's just a defensive game. Try and get first place every round, and robbers can't catch up. As simple as that. Easier said than done, though, against Epos and Razzie. Epos is going to try and stop them from doing that with everything in the tank. Much better from Epos that time around, and Bren hangs a wheel that time. Hangs 2 wheels, in fact. Razzie, once again, losing a bit of time, but not too much. Epos on for a decent round here. Oh, too wide. Had to release a little bit. Otak not catching up too much, though. It's going to be real close between the two towards the finish line. Speed is going to equalize as they get up into the first wall right there, but Otak has taken over first place. Epos now needs to try and perform an overtake on the last part of the map here. We're about 5/10 away from the world record, but Otak is going to keep it going. 112.6. Epos just can't quite execute the same kind of times and he was getting last time we ventured into this map. 112.9 is nowhere near the times that he's been setting so far. About half a second away still. Wait, Epos and Bren have the exact same PB? That's not bugged, right? That is actually... Oh, yeah, no, they do. Otak has the best PB here. Huh. I probably should look at the player stats a little more. I've kind of tuned it out. That's wild. But that's only in live rounds, correct? That is not in... That's not the same as the world record thing up here. Because that includes just any live server time. This is just World Championship rounds. This time, things are looking good for Epos. Out ahead. Razzie this time as well. Right behind, and Robbers can finally extend a little bit of a lead here on their map pick. It's good from both of them. Final checkpoint time is looking like a 112.2 for Epos here. As long as he keeps this position, maybe a 112.3 considering the speed that he had through that section. 112.5 it is. Not too far away from his PB at all. And Razzie sets a new PB. 112.672. Good stuff from Robbers, though. That's what they would have been wanting. Thought that part was a 360. Man, yeah, this map has changed since the discovery. A lot. I think it was Grenadi that figured out that you don't have to do a 360. Which is great, because it's just wheel inventiveness. It is just, I don't want to do a 360, because I have a wheel, and that's... I don't want to break my desk in half from the shearing forces. Oh dear, where did Bren go? Bren is gone. Whee! Oh, Epos gets a slowdown. Razzie almost hangs a wheel. A slowdown as well. Otak is going to take over first place. Yeah, but I still think it was an accident that they found it out. I don't think anybody thought, oh yeah, ice sliding is going to be quicker than the way that was intended. Like, consciously, before they did it. You know? Either way. Otak's still in first. Epos not going to get that overtake done. It's looking like it's going to be a ways away from world record time here. But again, solid from Karmine. They're setting good regular times. And Epos and Razzie are having trouble hitting those times round on round. The issue for them currently. But they'll take a draw for now. And if Otak and Bren continue to have trouble getting both players to the finish line with a decent time, then yeah, it will be absolutely fine for them. They'll take that all the way to the bank on this one, but definitely not looking like what I expected them to here against Karmine. Obviously, Karmine have warmed up already today. They played a match. There's several ways you could look at it. Obviously, they might be fatigued, but I don't know. With one 4-0 series, I'm not sure. Definitely, they could be warmed up. Whereas Robbers obviously have not played today yet. It is a factor that comes into play. Epos is on for a pretty good time right now already. Has extended a 3/10 lead already over Otak and Bren, but again continues to be a lot slower there on that second bobsleigh section. Bren and Otak catch up significantly. Makes Epos' job a lot more difficult, because if a mistake is made... Oh, never mind. I was going to say, if a mistake is made, then you're giving away an ace to Karmine, but it doesn't look quite as likely now. Bren is still in third place, but shouldn't be the end of the world if Epos does have a bit of a difficult time here. Epos really could have been on for a world record time here if that bobsleigh section was good. That is a PB. 112.435, and if I'm being honest, lost... Well, okay, maybe not a world record time, but could have been on for a 112.2 at least. Either way, very good. Keeps them in play. Keeps them 2 points ahead of Karmine Corp. Now they're on track point. One ace would do it. Put it to bed. That's probably what they want out of this. It's going on a lot more than they would probably like. It's a little uncomfortable having Bren and Otak have the opportunity to get back into things like this. But again, a really good start from Epos. Razzie having a little more difficulty keeping up with the two Karmine Corp players, but... Log it update. I'll do it later. I'll do it between maps. Don't worry. Epos loses a little bit of time there to Otak, but Brenner's lost a place to Razzie here at the back. It is a very close round. Everybody stays pretty close to each other. Half a second separates everyone. Bren had to lose a bit of speed there to make sure he wasn't going to fall off the wall too early. And so Razzie in third place, trailing from Otak, trailing from Epos. Epos should be on for a pretty decent time here as well. It's a 1:12.408. It's a PB. Otak barely makes the finish line. Victory. Razzie in third. Nice. Good stuff. And that does mean that robbers have at least 2 opportunities here to close out the map. Karmine Corp need an ace to even up the scoreline. Robbers just need 1 point. 1 player in the top 2, which so far they have been consistently doing. Epos has been either first or second most of these rounds so far. All it takes is one pretty consistent run of it. He'll get it done. Razzie stays close once again, but it's the same kind of position that we've seen every single round so far. Epos in first, Otak in second, Bren in third, Razzie in fourth. Slide out from Razzie. He is not going to be contending for this at any point soon. But for robbers, the objective is pretty simple. Get Epos across the finish line ahead of the second Karmine Corp player, and Otak respawns, so Epos can safe this one all the way to the finish line. He's going to take the first wall ride. I don't know if he wants to take the second wall ride here. Otak's still close enough that he could... Never mind, Razzie is out ahead. Yeah, he probably just... No, he's going to safe it anyway. Good on you, Epos. Good on you. He's on for a pretty good time as well. Good on you. Safes it, gets the job done. Smart play. Robbers. Draw. 10-7. Probably not as one-sided as they would have liked that map to be, but hey. Not the end of the world whatsoever. Hold on, let me go full cam so I can just quickly update my plugins. Sorry. There we go. All done. Alright, back to the game. Alright, and this one is called... Thank you for the follow. I can't remember what this one is called ever. I know which one it is. It's a funny elevation change tech map with a little bit of full speed. Twisted, that's it. There you go. I could just click tab, but I'm way too proud to do that, so you know. Nura is usually one that remembers the map names for me, so I don't have to do that. I just shout loud when people go fast. Anyway. It was a test. Either way, Karmine Corp's map pick. Let's see, how have they done on this one so far? Twisted, they did not play it against... Okay, they did play it against Raptors. They lost 10-9 to Raptors the first time they played it. They didn't play it the second time around. Whereas, Robbers lost it 10-6 against Alliance. Did not play it against Sinners the first time, did not play it against Sinners the second time. So neither team really has a great track record on this map. To be completely honest, let's take a look at the PBs in live rounds. Epos with a 103.958. Otak with a 104. Bren with a 104. Razzie with a 103.966. So on paper, Robbers should be taking this one, but Otak starts things off with a round win for Karmine Corp. 2 points for them, but this very much could be a Robbers map. I'll have to wait and see. And it's a good time there to get us going. A 0.1 is very decent, but fact of the matter is, Robbers both have better times than Karmine Corp. And in fact, Bren quite far down with a 104.233. Isn't precisely an insane time. It's a good time. But compared to a lot of the other teams that we've seen play so far, I mean, that's almost half a second away from the world record set by Binks yesterday, if I remember correctly. Oh no, maybe the day before that. I think it was the day before that, actually. Yeah, that was on Friday. Anyway. Let's see if they can kind of, you know, discount what it says on paper and get a win out of it. Epos having a little trouble so far. Razzie gets overtaken by Otak, but that's a good turn to finish things off. And Bren is going to set a new PB at 104.188. There you go. Proving me wrong immediately.
Victory.
Puts himself within 0.4 of the world record there. And hey, Karmine Corp 4-2 now. Stuffs has just driven a world record on Tempest. 108.22. What was the world record before that? I don't recall. 0.351. Well, I was saying while we were playing it that I was surprised nobody had beat it yet. So there we go. That's a solid time. A lot of players have been knocking at the door of that one. We had seen so many 0.3s, so many 0.4s. There you go. 0.2, finally, stuffed. If there was anybody that was going to break it, it would be stuffed. But anyway, this round looking real close between the 4 players in black and white. Brennan Otak, though, first and second place for the time being. Epos gets a good overtake done, clips the wall. It's not the end of the world, but it does put him behind Otak and Bren, and Karmine Corp on for an ace now, unless something catastrophic happens, which it does not. Bren and Otak setting new PBs over and over on this one. 2/10. Bren breaks his previous PB by and now might just about have the best time on the server. No, never mind. Both Robbers players have a better time than that. But they're not able to set it in live rounds, and that is the problem here. Karmine Corp doing real good. Again, this is their map pick. They obviously rated themselves on it, and for good reason. Obviously, the last few times they have played, they probably... Well, I don't know how much the medical emergency affected the gameplay that we saw yesterday, but... well, in day 1 as well, probably, but... and maybe a factor. And plus, it doesn't look like they've played this map that often, so... Understandable, but this time around, Robbers on for an ace. Epos and Razzie first and second place. Bren down by a 10th, and Otak is not in the round anymore. 7/10 down is, on this map, pretty much insurmountable. As long as everybody gets it correct. Razzie goes for exit speed over a tight line, and it looks like it's going to pay off. Epos and Razzie going to take home first and second place. Not groundbreaking times, but the fact that Bren has not been able to improve his PB anymore does mean that the door has been left open for Robbers to take that round away. And things get competitive once again. 2 points now the difference between Karmine Corp and Robbers here on this round. 7-5. Karmine Corp can close it out with one good round. But Robbers can get very close to closing out the map if they do well as well. Things are not over here for Karmine Corp. Bit of an awkward start for both Bren and Razzie. 2/10 the difference, but very nice turns from both of them. Put them back in contention. We've really just got a cluster of cars right now. Everybody within a 10th of each other. As we head on forward to the middle section of the map. What's my favorite map? I think I might have to agree. Actually, I do like Dive. G-Force and Dive are my 2 favorite maps, I think. I don't think I could choose a favorite out of those 2. Maybe G-Force. I don't know. Or Edge. I don't know. I really don't. Razzie is going to take home first place this time around. Again, Karmine Corp a little slower than they have been to start off this map. They had a real burst of energy to get going, and it's been lacking for the last few rounds. Obviously, maybe playing defensive, maybe not trying to get first place, just trying to stay ahead of at least one of the Robbers players at all times. It's very possible. Keeping an eye on those splits. And Robbers still have 2 points to get. Epos off with a not amazing start there. What do people have against Surf? Nothing. It's just a very inoffensive map. You know? It's like... there's no reason it would be my favorite. There's no reason it would be my least favorite. I don't hate it. I don't love it. kind of same thing here, you know? This is just a very kind of... It's a map. It's good. I like it. It's competitive. But it's, vanilla. And I have never been one for vanilla stuff. Oh my lord, robbers. In fact, both of them. First and second place, Razzie gets that first place. Epos squeezes out ahead of Bren and Otak. And now, the script has been flipped. Robbers on paper did have the better times, did have the better track record on this map, and here we are. A 9-8 scoreline. Either team could win it right here. But importantly, Karmine Corp need at least a round win. Robbers just need a draw. And well, with that start from Epos, it does look like Razzie is going to have to come home first if they do want that out of this round. And still, Razzie down by a 10th over his two competitors in Bren and Otak. Not able to close the distance just yet. A couple of decent turns, but it's just not enough right now. Karmine Corp up against the wall, trying not to make a single mistake here. It's a nice turn from Razzie, but less exit speed. And Otak and Bren. Epos still not in the equation whatsoever. No mistakes have come out from either Karmine Corp player just yet. Good turns. Razzie trying to at least get one overtake here. One overtake would do it. The exit speed is good. Can he get one done? No! Airtime is what seals the deal for Karmine Corp to take the map. 11-9 the scoreline. Just about. Could have got that overtake done if he just kept wheel contact with the ground there. It would have been 10-10 overtime, but not to be. Either way, Karmine Corp's map pick, and we do go back to the map pick of Robbers here. Which is... I can't really see anything yet. Oh, that's... it's that one. Yeah. I'm gonna get it. Don't say a word. Oh, this is surf. Okay, yeah, this is surf, of course. There we go. I got it. There you go. See? I'm smart. I'm smart sometimes. Anyway. Ooh. Bigger giving Airwalkers trouble on G-Force, huh? That is surprising. Okay. Cool. Love to see it. Either way. Robbers now need this map. It is match point for Karmine Corp here. Let's take a look at the track records here on this one. And by that I don't mean personal bests, I mean how often they've won it. Sinners, Robbers. 11-6 to Robbers against Sinners on this map. They did not play it against Alliance. The second time, 13-12 to Robbers against Sinners. As opposed to Karmine Corp, who lost 10-8 to Raptors first time they played it. Did not play it against Gamers First. Won it 13-10 against Raptors the second time they played it. And so I think both teams relatively equally likely to get something out of this round, though Epos has a very nice time here, as you can see. And he's going to set a good one to start things off. A 101.2, not groundbreaking, but gets things done. Draw to start things off. As you can see, I mean, Epos with a 101.6, Bren, sorry, a 1 minute 0.6, Bren with a 101.148, Otak 144, Razzie 342. Again, on paper, Robbers really should be taking this map. And in more convincing fashion than they should have been getting our previous map, but hey, we'll see. Otak and Bren have been surprising today. Really good stuff. And they're already warmed up on this map. They played it against Raptors and they won it. Right now, though, Karmine Corp first and second place, and Epos is really having some trouble. Obviously, both teams here can afford to lose a series. Not the end of the world. They're in the upper bracket. But you really just don't want to. You win this game, it's immediate qualification to Montpellier. You are into the top 8. That is it. You don't need to do anything more. New PBs for the top 3 players there. Everybody's setting a quite nice time. 101.0s for both Karmine Corp players. Still about half a second away from Epos's PB. So we know it is in them to get that overtake done, but so far, nothing doing here for Robbers. 3 points down already. That is not a nice situation to be in on match point. Airwalkers win. My lord. What is going on? The World Championship sure is heating up. You love to see it. Well, this match is still going on. There's a world in which Robbers take this one away. I'll have to wait and see. I'll withhold the UK pride until that does happen. Oh dear. Razzie has to respawn. Epos now has to come out in first place. And, well, his times have been good on this map so far. He stays well out ahead of Otak and Bren. A 101.094 gets the job done. But it's not enough. You're 3 points behind still. They need to get some round wins coming, and quickly. Otherwise, they're going to need to pull out some aces real quick. And, well, apart from that round, Razzie has looked good. So as long as Epos can still keep setting the times that we know he can set, it should be all good. But yeah, Robbers just have not looked on top of it today so far. They still have a couple of chances to warm up into the day, but yeah, I mean, this is Karmine Core looking better than usual, and Robbers not looking quite as confident as usual. And the combination of that has been quite potent. Razzie down by half a second. Razzie down by 2.5 seconds. A collision with the wall somewhere back there, and Epos is not close enough to Karmine Core that he can get that gap closed without, well, at the very least, a small mistake from Karmine Core. Well, okay, that's not really a mistake, but it is what it is. Bren gets a slowdown on the entry to the water, and Epos gets one overtake done. The second does not look like it is going to be there. What happened? Otak didn't make the final turn. Gave away the draw out of nowhere. Robbers must have done something to gain a bit of karma there, because, my lord, Epos third to first. But not particularly because he was driving insanely fast. Scary times for Robbers, still 4 points away from losing out on the series and having to scrounge their way back from the lower bracket. Oh dear, Razzie gets himself caught in the, well, hits the wall, gets himself caught in the pit, and now again, pretty much the best they can get out of this round is a draw. Which is not good, because Karmine Core will be on 7 points. Razzie respawns. It is draw time here. Epos needs to pull this one out. Even then, it's not going to be looking great for them. But at the very least, he can buy his teammates some time to get his head in the right space for the map. I mean, well out ahead of Otak already. Things are looking good for Epos here. This is a decent run. Otak and Bren still not quite able to regularly set times that are going to challenge Epos when he gets to the finish line in one piece. But either way, the draw means it is 7-4. Karmine Core on the edge of winning this one here. Go away time. We know what time it is. They are very close to getting this done. 3 more points. And they qualify for the top 8. The land in Montpellier. 3 more points. All they need. If not, they have another chance. They go to the decider map. But this is exactly what Robbers need as a start goes. Good from both of them. I see a little slower there than the Karmine Core players, but not the end of the world whatsoever. Oh dear. Never mind. Half a second behind now, and that might just about be the end of it, unless Epos once again can bail his teammate out, give them another chance to get back into things. But even at this point, an ace is going to be required at some point. Razzie needs to do something in one of these rounds, whether it's now or whether it's, well, in the next 3 rounds. It's a brilliant time from Epos, breaking into the 1 minute. But again, 8-5 now, the scoreline, and only one more of those is good enough. Only one more draw Robbers can afford. Razzie needs to join his teammate here. If not in the top 2, in the top 3. But even then, that gap is not easily closed, and they will need an ace at some point. Oh, well, that is a godsend there for Robbers as Otak slides out, and this could be the opportunity that they were waiting for. All eyes on Razzie. Much better through the first reactor section. Bren now trying to force the draw out of this one. It would really put Robbers on the ropes if he could do so. Epos touches the wall. Bren out in first place, and now it's Razzie's turn to try and catch up. Epos is nowhere near getting that overtake done, but Bren looks solid. It looks all good up to the final turn now, and unless he crashes this one out, things are going to be looking really, really horrible for Robbers. It is a draw once again, and in one of the most critical rounds for Robbers to get points out of, it is Epos that makes the mistake that puts them back in this position. 9-6 now. Karmine Corp need 1 point. 1 point away from qualification to the finals. The boys from France, one step away from taking a trip to Montpellier. It's quite a short trip. Either way, Epos and Razzie now need that ace. That is a good start for them. Bren has made a small mistake. It's not going to cost him a massive amount of time, but here on Surf, anything more than half a second is really, really not a good look. Otak now needs to get at least second place. Epos again has had a bit of a tough time getting through this one. In third place now, Bren is completely out of things. Otak needs to hold this position, or at least get an overtake here. That's good from Otak. Is getting to the final corner. Finishes in first place. Karmine Corp secure their place in the finals in Montpellier as we see Bren crashing into the wall there. Robbers are going to be moving to the lower bracket. They're going to have to fight their way back up through this one. But Karmine Corp have done the hard work. They've got themselves through this stage. The middle stage completely done for them. And the UK is going to have to wait with their celebrations for a little bit. Not a good look for Robbers there. I'm not going to lie.